Today we're going to see if you can beat Fallout New Vegas as Ulysses from the Lonesome Road DLC. He's also mentioned quite a few times in-game. Now, Ulysses is one of the few characters that has 10 in all special stats. That puts him on par with Frank Horgan from Fallout 2, which is just crazy. Starting off baseline level 1, otherwise we'd have 100 and a few other skills and stuff too. We've given ourselves his duster and his flagstaff, Old Glory. Put that to use, no problem. It's a fairly decent weapon, can be repaired with throwing spears and pull cues. So it's easy to keep it repaired early game. Now I'm buzzing through a lot of stuff here because there's a little bit of setup to this, right? We head around, we get some extra cash, we head further and further toward the gun runners because we need to pick up the last couple of weapons that he likes to carry, which is a 12.7 millimeter SMG, I think it is, and an anti-material rifle. We'll stop off at the gun runners at the 188. He's not carrying one, so we just move on down the road. Make it to the actual gun runners, get the price on roundabouts how many caps we're going to need. Knowing that, and since we have maxed out luck, gambling's always a great option for that. Easy way to get a bunch of caps. You got the Atomic Wrangler, you can get enough caps to get into the strip. From the strip you can clear out all the casinos, which they give quite a few caps by the time you max them all out. So we go about gambling here. I did like that it was somewhat luck-based. Well, not somewhat. It is almost entirely based on luck, which is interesting to a point, but if they would have added more skill-based gambling into the game too, that would have been cool. Although skill-based gambling is kind of a oxymoron there. There are some games of chance that also take skill, but
welcome, sir.
Anyway, we collect up all the caps we can from every one of the casinos, head back to the gun runners and pick up our rifle and SMG along with a bunch of ammo. Head over to the New Vegas Medical Clinic and pick up 2 implants, the regenerative one and the armor one. There's our staff, there's our SMG, and there's our anti-material rifle. We're good for the rest of this run. Hit up Cottonwood Cove to start this off. Ulysses is a fairly unique character. He was a Legion Fumentari, which means he was like a scout. But he grew disillusioned with the way the Legion operated. He realized that while they are strong and he respects that strength, they can't build anything that lasts because they have to continue to conquer to have the resources to do so. Compared to the NCR that spread itself too thin and doesn't know what the fuck to do, not strong enough to hold the territory it has. So he wouldn't side with either the NCR or the Legion. He thinks House is a relic of the old world, and he doesn't like people that try to recreate the old world and bring it back, right? That's his entire thing with Lonesome Road, is trying to nuke the NCR and the Legion so that a new civilization could rise from its ashes. So that's what we're going to try to do in this run, is do what Ulysses would do. So the first place we hit up on the strip after taking out a bunch of NCR and Legion is the White Glove Society. He wouldn't like the white gloves because they're trying to live the whole "it was better before the Great War" shtick, and that's not... He doesn't like that. While he accepts and embraces the technology the pre-war had, he sees the pre-World War, it's a mouthful when you're trying to say shit, as a failure because it was in this world. Also, they're cannibals, kind of fucked up. Not really a good thing there. So we wipe out the White Glove Society. After that, we move on to the tops. Again, another pre-war-esque group. There are a bunch of... Well, the chairmen aren't as bad as the other tribes on the Strip. Not as bad as the Gamora and the White Gloves, anyway. Still, to have so much sway and style yourself after the old world while not trying to make something new is just a recipe for disaster in Ulysses' book. So, we take them out. Take out Benny, because we always have to take out Benny. Put the staff to great use. His flag staff, Old Glory. Interesting weapon. It actually earned him the name Flag Bearer by the Legion. By the, I do believe it's the White Legs. The tribe that's trying to kill Joshua Graham and his group in Zion. And they kind of went after New Zion. Well, I think it's New Zion at that point. Because of Ulysses. Which is kind of funny. Head into the Gamora, take out the Omertas. Drug runners and whatnot, Legion doesn't like that, and while he's not part of the Legion anymore, he still holds their beliefs. Staff is fine, has fairly good reach, considering most weapons in New Vegas. We do use the SMG some here. Hits like a tank. Ammo's kinda scarce for it, so try not to use it too much. Although it is one of the two weapons he's liable to switch to in his boss battle in Lonesome Road. Reloads are smooth. Fire rate's good. After that, we head over to the old house. Again, relic of the past. Could have saved a lot of people. Didn't save a lot of people. Just kind of saved his little bubble, and that's it. Wait for House's animation because you can't kill him before he's all the way out. I don't know if I've ever tried killing him before he's all the way out of his tube. I have to try that at some point. Anyway, wait for his animation to finish. Kill him with the staff. Call that a day. Head on out. That's that problem dealt with. Get back to taking care of the NCR and the Legion. There's a lot more NCR bases than there are Legion bases in Fallout New Vegas. Well, there's a couple of like raid camps here and there. There's Cottonwood Cove, there's the fort. Not really much else to go after Legion-wise there. The Kings, well, they're a minor faction for the most part. They stylize themselves after a pre-war idol. And, well, you could argue they've only taken the style of... They've taken the teachings of two. So, you could take the style of and still be considered modern, so to speak. As in thriving in the wasteland instead of trying to bring back the old world. Take out everyone here at Helios. I'm not doing the old sun quest or whatever it is to activate Archimedes or anything. Just here to take out the NCR. Again, there's a lot more NCR than there is Legion. Take out Camp Forlorn Hope, I do believe this is. Easy enough, not too many soldiers here. And even the NCR heavies in their broken power armor don't really stand too much of a chance. After that, we hit up Camp Gulf. Which I always thought it was Camp Gulf. But I was wrong. Head on in, take out the Rangers. Their armor's okay, so we use the SMG against them. Head over to Caesar Camp. His war camp, his... whatever you want to call it. The fort. Well, the Legion do put up somewhat of a fight. By this point in time, I have the perk that allows more damage to go through blocks, and our melee skill is just maxed out. Old Glory is a fairly good melee weapon at that, so it's easy enough to annihilate them. We also have the perk that knocks them down Like a 15% chance to knock him down. But when you're swinging non-stop, it really adds up quickly, to say the least. So we get quite a few knockdowns with the flagpole here. Run around the camp, pick up a few things, make sure we're good to go so we can take out the last few here before we head into Caesar's tent. Again, Caesar always tries to make a big deal out of himself when he was only like one of 3 people that actually started the Legion. Tries to make it seem like he's the God King that did whatever, and that's just stupid. Even the Tales of Ancient Rome said that there were 2 brothers that started the city, you know? Take out all of his guards and whatnot, run around his tent, claiming what we can. He's not really all that dangerous. Sure, his Displacer Glove does pretty good damage. You can walk faster than he can really run after you, so he's not too dangerous. Also really strange that the Legion all uses like ballistic fists and melee because they find ranged combat and combat with explosives to be dishonorable or some shit. But Caesar uses a Displacer Glove, which is pretty much a loudspeaker on a mounted on your hand. Sure, it's been modified into a weapon, but it's pretty much just a loudspeaker on your hand. It's just strange that he uses something extremely high-tech while telling the Legion not to use any technology like that. Which is one of the reasons why Ulysses finds fault with the Legion, because they will not accept the newer tech, well, newer tech is relative, but the advanced technology, and as such have stagnated. Also, second time I've had this weird bug where blocking Caesar has done that to my character's hand. It was funny. One good whack with the flagpole, he's dead. We take his Displacer Glove and move on to the next bit. We head under the fort, take out all the generators, right? The Securitron army, you could figure it's a pre-war army. While it could be utilized in different ways, it's programmed by a house to pretty much do his bidding. Well, sure, it does the bidding of whoever's in control of the mainframe and whatnot. Doesn't matter, it would be used to reinforce beliefs in the old world. And that just doesn't work, so head on out of there and head straight to the Lonesome Road, because, well, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this right. Right? So we pick up our robot.
History. Yes.
Talk to ourselves for a while, because that's healthy.
A general, like
Oh, by the by, it is actually healthy to talk to yourself. The problem is where it becomes a mental illness is when you start talking to people that aren't there, right? So that's where it can become dangerous and a mental illness. Beyond that, simply talking to yourself in your head is normal. It's like an inner monologue. Some people don't have, which is strange. Anyway, fight our first marked men. Thought they were going to be more challenging than what they are. Also not entirely sure what the fuck marked men even are. Sure, they might be ghouls that have been, like, flayed by, the sands of the Divide. Also, first crash in a long time. It's kind of funny. They might be ghouls that were flayed by the sands of the Divide or whatever. Ghouls have their flesh rotten off anyway. But even then, you can see the weird, like, necrotized, like, meat, for lack of a better word, under their rotted skin. So I don't know if they're ghouls or some weird, like, maybe a style of scorched from, like, Fallout 76. Gotta rest that game. So, I don't know. They're strange, is what they are. Take out some tunnelers, which are going to be like the extinction of all the world or some shit. Talk to ourselves again. He tells us about the high road, which is a series of overpasses and, like, elevated highways that lead through where the Divide was. Is?
Now, the high road.
Yeah, whatever.
Tunnels. Predators that make their own roads beneath the ground here. Divide broke their sky, showed them the world above. and the scent of new prey. Be a slower death for the Mojave than bombs and fire, but they'll come for its people, from where they least expect, below. Death will come from below, in the divide, need to watch the sky and the ground. Mojave will be easy prey for them. They'll start emerging throughout the Mojave in time. Might be years, probably less. They breed fast, hunt in groups, more than enough to bring down the strongest in the Mojave, once they draw blood. Seen them tear apart Deathclaws. Deathclaw might get some, but the rest will swarm it, tear it apart, like Denver hounds.
So yeah, they're supposed to be like the end of the world or some shit. Can take out Deathclaws and whatnot. The strange things. I looked into them a little more. I guess they were supposed to be a pre-war species that was never contacted. Like some type of newt and or lizard in the ground before people. And the radiation from after the war irradiated them into some like Deathclaw-esque creature things. I'm thinking maybe it's like the cave or whatever. There's like some humanoid troglodyte deals living underground. Well, troglodytes are a thing in this game world too. Doesn't matter any which way. I just find it stupid that, you know, a dude with a flagpole could take them out and they're supposed to be like the end of the fucking world or something. Anyway, we shoot off our first nuke because that always ends well in the Fallout universe. It's an air burst, which is actually how most nukes would be deployed. A ground burst wouldn't get as much damage due to the surroundings of the area. So they try to burst it in the air a set amount of feet above the ground so that you get perfect coverage with it. It's kind of interesting. Talk to ourselves some more again, and he seems kind of pissed.
Courier, you carry death wherever you go.
I don't know. Ulysses' character is interesting and strange at the same time. When he left the Legion, he found the Divide, or he found the Divide and then left the Legion. One of the two. Realized it was a nation-state, a city-state that was just establishing itself. And while they were using old-world tech, they weren't trying to recreate pre-war America. So he was all for it. He was happy about it. And then our courier, who apparently also lived there or whatnot, may have even been Legion. It's all up to interpretation, really. Brought a device there that set off the nukes. Like a dead man switch or dead man proximity switch, I guess. Although he does straight up lie to us when the character asks him if the device we brought there is still there. He says it's buried in the Divide somewhere, sleeping. When the reality of it is, Eddie, whatever you want to call it, is the device we brought here.
That's all that matters. Inside its frame, it carries the message you brought here, and it'll do what the giants here will listen to it.
And there you go. He lied to us there. Not surprising. We fight Rar, which is like one of the harder enemies in the game. Get a knockdown on him in like the first hit, so we kind of lucked out on that one. Took him out. That's fine. Get our robot back. Have him activate commissary so we could sell a bunch of shit. The marked man armor sells for quite a bit.
Watch your homeland burn one.
Talk to ourselves in person.
Kill me, perhaps.
Cool character design. It really is.
Maybe you can't let your machine go. Doesn't matter.
I always found that one funny too, because
Either way,
it says we can't give up our machine, and yet he has multiple iBots that are just flying around him all the time, healing him during this fight.
there is no
Which is just
way
funny.
to stop them. I'll finish
We tell him off.
history's work.
Because, I don't know, Highlander
Divide
rules, I
could
guess,
kill you.
can be only one.
Perhaps these spears of the old world can. That's
And I guess he was willing to
this
nuke this
courier.
place here
You and I
with himself in it to
here
prove a point,
with
which
the
is,
old world flag as
I don't know, just kind of fucking stupid. If there's no one left after you prove a point, You didn't prove a point. So now we begin our boss battle with him. I don't know, I switched the same weapons he's using when he's using them. I could have taken him out right there, but, you know, draw things out as you can. By this point in time, we're super overpowered. I could take him out with an explosive shot from my anti-material rifle, but... kinda no need to. Uses Stealth Boy, fucks off to regain health. Mind you, one of the iBots heals him. Him and his weird, can't tell if those are supposed to be flashbangs or EMP grenades. Oh, pulse grenades. Fight him some, trying to get him to come out of his, Stealth Boy. Break his stealth field. However you want to say it. So that we can fight him in, you know, one-on-one with a flagpole. He also has a knockdown, which is pretty cool. Take out pretty much all the enemies as they show up, give him more time to heal up and keep going. You'll notice that there are other markers beyond the red one. The red one is kill him. The other two markers on the screen are to deactivate his medical eye box so that they'd stop healing him. You don't need to do that, you can just take him out. Which is what I usually do when I'm playing this DLC on my own. I'll just sit at the main entrance with a sniper rifle or anti-material rifle. Take him out with a sneak shot critical. Call it good. Because, you know, that's how, like, every Bethesda game goes. Even though this was Black Isle. Still Bethesda's engine. Which, at this point, they just need to give up on. Right? Just let the fucking engine die. Use the industry standard. Make something good with it. So we fight him some more. Take him out. Go about taking out the rest of the marked men that are here. Legion, NCR, whatever. Doesn't matter. So at the end of this here, we decide... follow through with it. Burn those that are either too stupid to actually make it work like the Legion. Or just... trying to recreate the old world like the NCR. And quite frankly, this is what I thought happened when they said the NCR got nuked in the Fallout show, which I just watched not too long ago. I thought maybe they were going with, hey, you know, the Ulysses ending where he nukes the NCR and the Legion is true. That would have been neat. That would have been a quick and cool tie back instead of,
hold it right there.
You know, some dude from a vault
I'll
did
take
it.
this from here.
Well, we could have ended the run right there, and it would have been a great Ulysses run. I don't consider it a full run until you beat the Legate and or the General.
Hello.
Either one. We meet the Boomers, easy enough. Wipe out the Brotherhood. We meet the Boomers, leave them alone because the Boomers are... well, they're a tribe that relies on pre-war tech. They have their own culture at this point, which is fine. Ulysses would respect that. Brotherhood of Steel, on the other hand, pre-war military, living in the old world, protect people from themselves, hoard technology. Ulysses would want people to use and utilize that tech.
Will not be slaves. I won't
Head to the Great Khans now. We've kind of taken out all the other factions at this point.
What?
Want them to break their allegiance
heard
with
you
Caesar's
tried-
Legion, because the Legion's pretty much gone at this point.
Let me see. My God, this is even...
The reason we want them to break their allegiance with the Legion and, you know, just kind of fuck off out of the Mojave is because, again, while they were originally inspired by a pre-war group, a biker group, they have developed their own culture as, like, raiders and whatnot.
What?
And while that strength,
That lying...
you know, it
Let me see that.
could lead them down the same path as the Legion,
Probably have to
I feel like he would give them a
Are
chance
these the words of our friend
to try to find
Caesar?
themselves, so to speak. So,
Khans, drive Caesar's dog out of our
pretty much
camp.
tell the Great Khans to
If he's
fuck
too
off out of the
slow to
Mojave
flee,
when the
kill
war
him.
breaks out. That way they can be spared, you know, the coming onslaught and whatnot.
Well spoken, traveler. Well spoken indeed. Perhaps
He's
it's
happy
time to
about it.
find
They're
our own
happy about it.
destiny,
It's all good.
unburdened by the past. We'll begin readying the camp to move. As soon as Caesar makes his move, we'll depart. We will make ourselves strong again, and we shall conquer.
Which again will probably lead them down the
If
same
you should
road
ever
as
retire,
Caesar's Legion, but Might as well give them a chance. After that, we head straight to the dam, since we've already done everything else. Take out the NCR and the Legion along the way, because they're not needed anymore. Put my anti-material rifle to use with some armor-piercing rounds. Easy enough to take people out. One of the, if not the hardest hitting weapon in the game. Decide to put the flagpole to use some more. Great weapon. Run up to the Legate, which, from what I've read, Legate Lanius came about after Ulysses departed Legion, which would make the stories about him being like the beast of the whatever the fuck not true, and he's just a manufactured story. That would also explain why he doesn't actually have a burned up face and whatnot under his mask, but we take him out with some VATS shots here. Stagger him with that one and then just finish him off. And that's the Legate done. Running away, scared. After that, we destroy the NCR. Because again, can't have any of them here. Using the flagpole. And that's that. You can beat Fallout New Vegas as Ulysses. Quite frankly, would have liked to end it after the nukes, but you know, you gotta see it out to the end with some of these things here. Hope you enjoyed it.